can hear you. I can hear you.
Somebody give me an indication on whether or not we can hear Coach.
I can hear.
Yep.
Can you guys hear Coach? All right, everybody good? We'll start with Grant Ramey and then Gustavo.
Rick, were you surprised your guys were as locked in early on as they were in the first road game of the season?
I don't know, Grant, if I would say surprised, but when you go on the road for the first time with some young players and a new team every year against a team that you have great respect for, that you know that's going to fight and make it hard for you to every bounce, every pass, we were pleased. And I do think that overall our guys did a terrific job sticking with the game plan, and they made some adjustments. Then when we had to make some adjustments too, for the way that we had been playing defense and to do what we did tonight, we're proud of our guys for doing it. It was a nice win for us, but we can get better, and we're going to have to get better.
Coach, how do you analyze this game in terms of your defense? You know, your defense was very strong, especially in the first half. Only, by I think the middle of the first half, only 4 points Missouri was able to score. So how do you analyze your team's defense tonight?
Overall good, other than the fact that we put them on the free throw line 30 times where they were able to get by us and put us in some rotations. We slapped a little bit too much and just got on the side of the ball a little bit. Not many breakdowns in terms of ball screen defense was better than it was our last time out. That was a big emphasis tonight in terms of trying to get the tags and the rotations that we wanted. Thought that Yves Pons was terrific. That's the player that we know he is and what we want him to be. And if you could have heard the reception that he got when he came off the TV interview into the locker room, it would show you the respect that his teammates have for him. I mean, he was terrific tonight. He was a guy that when he plays like that, above the rim, cleaning up things, fixing plays, it's really good. We picked up some charges where our guards moved their feet some or did a good move their feet well. And we, like I said, we just got to continue to do it without putting people on the line 30 times.
Ben McKee and Mike Wilson.
Coach, I was going to ask you about Yves Pons, and you talked after the USC Upstate game about needing more out of him. As you just mentioned, tonight was what you envisioned from him when you made those comments.
No doubt, and he I think got in his own head a little bit when he was missing some 3-point shots, but he's gonna make those. I'm telling you, when he plays what he plays tonight, we actually called a play that we isolated him a few times tonight on the left side of the floor, and they were backing up, and he still got by and had a couple beautiful plays at the rim. But I actually told him, I said, we're going with that play again, and I want you to raise up and shoot the three. We didn't get it started. Keon didn't get it going the right way, but he was terrific. I think it's a big boost for him mentally, and he's a guy we know. Like John, I thought John did some good things. I thought he held on the ball too much, but he's another guy that we can play through, and we've got a number of guys like that. But we're all just really excited for Yves. I mean, for a guy that works as hard as he works and does the things he works as a team and as a staff, you just get excited when the guy brings it like he did tonight.
I'm going to really hammer home the subject of how good Yves was. That stretch in the second half there where he went to the rim a couple straight times and got to the free throw line, is that area of his game that Yves wanted to see him add to kind of take him to another level?
Mike, that's where he was before the shutdown. That's what has had us somewhat all baffled, to be quite honest with you, because that's how he was playing before, we had to close it down. But when he came back, and I think what happened during that time, he spent so much time in the gym. And when you're in the gym as much as he is, you're mainly, you can work on some game shots at game spots, but players have a tendency to spend a lot of time shooting threes. And for whatever reason, he got in that mindset where I think, and he can shoot it. I mean, Yves Pons is a really good shooter, but he shot 2-3 air balls the last couple of weeks, and I kept telling him, man, just do the things you're good at, and that will come naturally to you. And tonight he did, and he looked no question like he was the best player on the court.
We'll finish up with Coach with Nicholas Hill, Rob Lewis, and then Curtis Moore.
Coach, your team only gave up 19 points from Missouri's half-court set tonight. Just how impressed are you with your defense against Conzo Martin's half-court offense tonight?
Well, the one thing we knew we had to do was get back and get set so we could play half court. They really run the ball, and they got us early. Very first play of the game, we hit a three. Santi didn't get back because we normally jump up there, and Conzo had them ready, and they put it on us as quick as anybody could put it on somebody. But once our goal was to do just that, to try to get back and get our defense set so we could play against their half court offense, because they can be very lethal in the open court. And so we wanted to, that was what we knew we had to get back, but we didn't want to give up our offensive rebounding at the sake of sending more guys back. But overall, again, it was a really good team effort defensively.
Coach, it may be too early to say after just 7 games, but do you think this team has a killer instinct? And I'm asking that based off the way they started the game, but especially the way you started the second half when you knew Missouri was going to make a run and your guys were ready for it and put their foot on the pedal.
Well, I don't know if you call it killer instinct. I don't know. There's still a lot about our team that we're learning, Rob. I don't know. And I just know that we talked about coming out at halftime what we're going to have to do because of the respect that we have for Missouri. Just like you said, we knew that they could, if we let them get it going and get out in transition, they could put up a lot of points quick. And we knew that we didn't want to do that, but on the offensive end, we wanted to continue to play fast ourselves, but we wanted to be smart, not turn it over, and not take quick bad shots, but shoot, stay in the rhythm of our offense. And we tried, but they make it so difficult to get some of the things going. They had us pushed out there pretty far. They do a good job pressuring the ball, and we missed some people early inside, but they were ready for some of our main sets that we like to run. And again, I think you got to give Conzo and his staff a lot of credit. They know us. That's what happens when you get into league play. People have a feel for how you want to do things, and they did a nice job guarding some of the things that we like to run.
And just 7 3-point attempts tonight, was that a point of emphasis? Was that part of the game plan?
Yeah, we're going to play inside out. But I will say this, Rob, I thought we turned down. So when we took Josiah out one time, I said, hey, man, you got to shoot it. You're open. And like I said, we're going to have Yves shoot it. And, we shot some of that. I think our players, they like each other. They want to move the ball. We talk about, going from a good shot to a great shot. And sometimes, like Santi, I mentioned to you, he went in there and he did make a pass, but he puts guys in tough situations where if he'll just get it on the glass, he'll have a better chance to do something with it. Or get it on the rim, I mean.
Rick, we all see how good Yves Pons is defensively, physically. What's his defensive intellect like?
Well, what he is, he wants to be good at it, which I think is the best thing about him. He really wants to take pride in it. And what I will tell you, he can get so much better. He really can. But he is a player that we know he can guard 1 through 5 spots. We were talking about maybe putting him on Tillman a little bit, but, we like the fact that he can come over and clean some things up, and he likes doing that. But whatever we ask him to do, he's going to do it. He'll guard a point guard if we ask him to do it. And we haven't done it to this point, but if we felt somebody was getting comfortable against us, and which will happen at some point in time, he'll be the guy that will say, go do your thing, and he embraces it.
Go ahead, Curtis.
Can I follow up real quick? He had a play where he tagged the roller, and then he nearly stole the kick out in the corner. In one split.
That's what, Curtis, I would tell you this. I think that's where Yves has gotten better, where it's not just a help and recover, it's a help and make a play in the gap. We talk about being active in those gaps. We really placed a big emphasis on trying to deflect, not just going back on your closeout if we can get a piece of it. And again, he's gotten so much better with it. He really has. And we actually made some pretty nice plays in the gap as a team overall to get us out in transition a little bit.
Thanks.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Tom.
Next up, we'll have Santiago Vescovi.